Alright, I'm using this on my left eye, and then for my right eye, I'm using my usual ColourPop Party Proof eye primer. Not my favorite formula. I've mentioned before that I find this to be a little too drying, but as far as performance goes, I've never really had a problem with this. It always made sure my eyeshadow stayed put and didn't budge that much throughout the day. Definitely makes most shadows last a long time and stay looking decently good for most of the day, so it'll be interesting to see how a more moisture-based eye primer will fare in comparison. Today's featured guest for the actual eyeshadow is this Shuamura Nude Punk eye palette from their Spring Summer 2022 collection. Okay, so I'm going to take about that much on my finger for my left eye first. Okay, both eyes are done now along with the rest of the face. I'm rushing right now because I literally have a hair appointment in 2 minutes that I have to go to, but let me zoom in so that you can get a better look at both. Okay, so remember this eye was the Canmake Eye Cream eyeshadow base, and this one is the ColourPop Party Proof eye primer. Honestly, first impressions before I was even done applying everything on this eye, right away I think that I have to say ColourPop is doing a better job. And honestly, it's to my dismay because Canmake, like, I was rooting for you, we were all rooting for you. How many more chances can we give you at this point? Yeah, I just feel like it's very apparent, right? Like, the eyeshadow is just so much more vibrant on this side. I think it's especially apparent with the crushed stone formulation up here. This crushed mirror-like glittery formulation by Shuamura. Yeah, you can tell that the right side just packs so much more of a punch, and you saw in the application footage I even went back and added more shadow onto the left eye as I was doing the right eye, and it still didn't come out quite as vibrant as this one. Like, you can see the crushed stone in particular, it's kind of washed out, even though I feel like I packed on a lot. Like, I probably packed on twice as much on this eye as I did on the right eye. So in reality, I gave the Canmake side more of a fighting chance than I did to the ColourPop side. But anyway, I really have to go now, so I will catch up with you a couple hours later, maybe like 5 hours later. We'll do a check-in and I'll give you my final thoughts. Hi everyone, I am back from the hair salon, obviously. Side note, the reason I decided to go into the hair salon today for this is just like deep conditioning. But yeah, I just wanted to get it done professionally at the salon because I want to look nice for tomorrow night. I was suddenly called upon last night by my good friend Mikuri sensei, also known as the Japanese twerk queen, to accompany her to a podcast tomorrow night, and I'm gonna be basically like just helping out and doing casual translations between English and Japanese because the podcast host is an English speaker. Anyway, I won't get into that too much right now. You guys can follow me on Instagram if you want to get updates on that little project. But yeah, so I am back from the salon and some grocery shopping and just other miscellaneous errands. It's been about 4 or 5 hours since I last saw you, which is not the longest wear test, I know. Although, to be honest, these days I rarely wear makeup for 8+ hours at a time anyway. If I do go out for something, usually 5 hours is like the max amount of time that I will actually have makeup on my face for that day, which is fabulous as far as I'm concerned, actually. I think 5 hours, 6 hours is kind of the perfect sweet spot of getting some good solid use out of your products and the makeup look that you create that day without it getting to the point where you start to feel totally gross. But even though it's only been like 4 hours, keep in mind it is summertime in Japan right now, so it's super humid and hot outside even at night. Those elements alone do quite a bit of wear and tear on your makeup, no matter how strong or long lasting it's formulated to be. Okay, so about the eye primers. At this point, I think that the ColourPop side is holding up quite well as usual. I would say marginally better than the Canmake one. Although I will say that the two sides are looking significantly closer in overall state now as compared with when the eyeshadow was freshly applied. Like, can you see with the right side of my face, the ColourPop has kind of visibly worn down. Not that much, like it's still holding everything in place and there's no migration of the eyeshadow, but it's dulled down just ever so slightly. The Shu Uemura Crushed Stone is still there, still clinging on for dear life, but not quite as glimmering and blinding as when we first started out, wouldn't you say? Whereas with the Canmake side, interestingly enough, I feel like obviously we saw in the beginning, it started out a little bit duller and less vibrant than the ColourPop side to begin with, but now it seems to me like it didn't really change all that much even over the course of 4 or 5 hours. Like, it was duller to begin with, but now it's the same amount of dullness, you know? Yeah, it hasn't gotten much duller or muddier, and it hasn't even migrated around a lot, which is honestly what I was expecting. Because I just thought logically, by nature of the Canmake primer being more of an emollient, wetter formula, I thought for sure that was going to result in the eyeshadow moving around a lot faster. Like maybe we would have glitter down to my lips by now, but that is not the case. Even in the immediate under eye area, the crushed stone that I put here in my tear bag area, it stayed put, which you have to admit is pretty impressive. So it's interesting that the Canmake didn't blow me out of the water initially. In fact, I was quick to think it was a little bit of a letdown at first, as you saw, but now it's redeemed itself a little bit with the test of time. I'm interested to see how this would perform with other eyeshadows. I'm actually hoping that maybe this would be a good match for a lot of my ColourPop eyeshadows, because I've always felt that ColourPop's eyeshadow formulation was a lot drier than that of other brands. Like, they're mattes for sure, but even their shimmers and pressed glitters sometimes, I can feel them literally sucking the life and moisture out of my eyelids when I'm wearing them. Like, it's a markedly different sensation that I get when wearing ColourPop eyeshadows versus some other brands. And then of course it's exacerbated even more when you put it over a matte base like this one. So maybe this kind of eye cream infused hydrating eyeshadow primer is just what I need to balance out the dryness of the ColourPop shadows. I might actually try that out in a future video if you guys are interested. I'm thinking of doing a look with the Leo quad from their astrology collection because Leo season is coming up soon. Hey. In conclusion, I mean, look, I am very, very intrigued. I'm very glad I purchased this on a whim. It was only 550 yen, although it's only like 10 grams of product. Gonna take more than that. Hope that I know you got. I've received many makeup samples for free that contain more product than this. Although the ColourPop is only 2 grams more though. Like, believe it or not, this is 12 grams. And this is 10 grams. This one, of course, it also has this huge, unnecessary, I think, wand that takes up a lot of space as well. But yeah, it's kind of hard to believe though when you put them side by side, because this one is literally twice as large in terms of the tube. But anyway, I'm gonna say tentatively that I do like this eyeshadow primer by Canmake. It is explicitly touted as an eye cream and eyeshadow base mixed into one, dual purpose type of product. So obviously the intent is to keep your lids moisturized all day.
Moisturize our hands, moisturize our face, moisturize everything all over the place.
But the thing that I find really impressive is that once you actually spread it out on your skin, you would think it would be oily and shiny, but it's actually not. Let me demonstrate on the back of my hand here. It spreads out to a completely clear, almost semi-matte finish. Like, it pretty much absorbs into your skin instantaneously, just like you would expect of an eye cream. And then the layer that's left over, which you can't even see because it really is completely clear, but if you look closely, like in person, it just leaves this layer that gives you this really, really exquisite blurring effect, almost like one of those blurring filter-like type of face primers, like foundation primers, except this one is specialized for the eyelids. On the box here, it says that it contains 8 different types of bioeki seibun, which means beauty essence ingredients. Completely scentless, which I absolutely love. You would think from the design that it has some sort of herbally smell, but it doesn't have any hint of any type of fragrance. So I know a lot of you out there with sensitive noses would be really happy about that. I'm really thrown for a loop here. Like, can you tell? I feel like even if you have oily eyelids, it still may work out for you because, like I said, it just absorbs so instantaneously and flawlessly into your skin. I really think that the whole eye cream skincare benefits claim on this one might really be legit. It might not be all cap like some other products are, you know? I feel like I'm making this into a bigger existential crisis than it really is. Like, it's just an eyeshadow primer and eye cream combined into one. Calm down, Ren. According to Cosme.net, this was originally released in November of last year in limited quantities, I'm guessing, and then brought back by popular demand this April.
Bitch, I'm back. I'm popular demand.
Me personally, this is the first time I ever noticed this product on the shelves. I was just walking past the Canmake counter one day and this happened to catch my eye. A lot of that has to do with the packaging, which I also am really into, strangely. Like, it's just so different from Canmake's usual fare. Doesn't it look like some sort of new bougie organic, you know, new kid on the block organic vegan brand?
New kids on the block, had a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick.
Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if this has been on your radar. Have you even noticed that this product existed? Are you interested in it? Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!